This is my philosophy of education. Who am I? My name is Robert Sarfrez. I am a physical education teacher. I want to promote a physically active lifestyle for all my students to learn from, and hopefully stuff they can use for the rest of their lives. A little bit of background info. I'm a physically active person, and I live the lifestyle as best I can as well. I have a passion for being physically fit and staying active. A few goals for my students. My goal is to share and help my students become excited about being physically active and use the tools from my class that they can hopefully use, and give them ideas that they can use for the rest of their lives to empower them to be physically active, to live the physically active lifestyle. What is the role of education? What is the purpose of education? One of the purposes of education is to foster the intellectual development of the young, to help all children with the opportunity to become rational human beings. Another purpose of education is to help people learn how to govern themselves wisely and justly. Another purpose of education is to help students in obtaining skills and knowledge required to attend college or get a job, and also helping them climb the economic ladder. And one of the last purposes of education that I found was to help students adapt to social expectations, such as arriving to school on time, which relates to arriving to your job on time, which is very important for your employer. What is the role of the teacher? The teacher acts as a gatekeeper, basically deciding who shall speak, and then the teacher controls and directs dialogue discussions within the classroom. The teacher also acts as a dispenser of supplies, as space and supplies are most likely limited, and because of the higher number of students that will be in the class, and the use of resources at the time is likely greater than the supply. The teacher also acts as a timekeeper, as they decide when an activity is completed and when another begins. What is a role of the student? A few roles for the students I found was to have a positive attitude when it comes to the learning process, was to be punctual and on time, and to be able to work with others cohesively in group settings. I think those are three very important things that a student can easily bring to the classroom. How am I going to teach physical education? The curriculum is based on the schools that are created for the purpose of delivering a certain type of educational experience, but also the methods used to teach them, the interactions that occur among the people, and the school-sponsored activities that contribute to the whole life experience. Some instructional strategies. How will I teach the new content, or any content for that matter? A lot of cooperative learning that I will use. Cooperative learning is a great and successful teaching strategy in which small teams of students with different levels of ability use a variety of learning activities to improve their understanding of a given subject. And here is a good example of cooperative learning based in the classroom. The video presents itself. Another tool that I will use in the classroom is with technology, especially with students with disabilities or visual impairments. Students with disabilities such as walking or standing impairments, such as cerebral palsy or wheelchair-bound students. This video shows great examples of what the students with those disabilities can do, how they can still be involved in the classroom, in the mainstream classroom, and ideas that you can implement into your classroom. Same thing with this, students with visual impairments. This gives you ideas that you can use for students with those visual impairments, using such as like sound, heightening their sound and use that for movement, but also keeping them excited and moving, which is very important. Assessments, entry-level assessments. For this course, at the end of the school year, the students will have to pass some fitness standards, and it will be my job to prepare them for those fitness gram standards. In the beginning of the year, they will complete as much of the standard as they can to get a base standard goal for them to accomplish throughout the year. Also kind of gives them a little This is where you also set up your SMART goals, but I will discuss that a little bit too. Formative, throughout the semester I will cover certain units or sports relating to the mechanics of throwing and catching, hitting, kicking, or striking. Such sports as basketball, football, baseball, softball, soccer, things of that nature, frisbee golf, volleyball, stuff like that. Summative assessments, at the end of the semester for the students, they will have to have passed their content fitness standards for the state of California, fitness gram standards, which go by age for male and female students. The fitness gram, it consists of a 20-meter pacer test, a push-up test, a curl-up test, a sit and reach, trunk test, and each of these categories is explained with a video for each. My content that I will be teaching is physical education. Some goals for my students. I want to motivate and empower my students with the correct knowledge about being physically active and the mechanics relating to any sport that will be discussed. And I want to be able to produce active, contributing students to society. Mostly coordinated students, right? But also another goal I have is to have my students think critically and be able to make a decision during active play. And also to make the overall PE experience fun for everybody and for them to enjoy and would want them to be a part of and come back. Also, I spoke about this earlier, but I want to set up some SMART goals for them, which are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based goals, basically, and set it up in the beginning of the semester so they can accomplish these goals throughout the semester and attain their goals. Whom will I teach? Why teach? I would like to become a teacher because I have a passion to be physically active. And I would like the opportunity to pass along any information I possess and to motivate any student or anyone in the physically active lifestyle. Adolescents, most likely who I'm going to be teaching, junior high, high school age kids. These are some teaching adolescent strategies that I found. One of the things was to be supportive, engage with the students in planning for the future, offer assistance to any students who needs help, and to kind of be a positive role model, positive influence to the students. Another strategy would be to encourage any peer interactions they have, get involved in any class, to have them get involved in a class discussion. Group dynamics, especially in PE, is very good, and working together in peers with different skill levels, especially in PE, that would be very helpful for all students, helpful skill for everybody. Also, some strategy would be creating a pleasant and cohesive learning classroom environment, having everybody be accepting of each other, nobody putting down each other, no bullying, no nothing like that. Another teaching strategy is for me to be effective in my classroom management, applying reasoned and consistent disciplinary policies that are agreed upon by the parents and students, and basically enforce them fairly for everybody to see. I think that is very important to basically get respect in the classroom as the teacher. And also, another strategy is basically just be a model of appropriate behavior that you want to display in the classroom for your students to have, because if you are modeling the bad behavior, most likely your students will follow that behavior as well. So you want to be a positive influence. And how adolescents learn, especially when it comes to physical activity and PE. The need for physical activity amongst the youth has helped helps with overall health function and health. It contributes to less health complications later in life. Here's a video that describes the need for physical education in the classroom and the importance of it. It's about 2 minutes long, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get the audio working, but it's a very helpful video. Like I said, explains the need for physical education in the classroom and how beneficial it is for mental health, physical health, and overall health. In summary, overall, I would like to provide a positive, cohesive, and accepting classroom environment where all my students have the opportunity to excel in the fitness standards that I will provide to help them accomplish.